Hi and welcome back to Yoga with Tim. I'm Tim and today we're going to do a flow, but we're going to start by waking up the posterior chain. So what happens is because of all the sitting that we do, our important core muscles that start actually with our legs and our glutes, they get turned off and then they can't support our spine when we go to stand up on our feet. So we're going to work on our back, turning on those muscles first. Then when we go to stand up and do the standing poses, the vinyasas, your body will be awakened. It'll be woke. Okay, so lie down onto your back. Corny, I know. Set your feet down onto the floor. And we're gonna start just by getting the lower back to flatten and arch. So as we do this, as we move, we're gonna start to cue the body to pump blood. And the way that the disc of your lower back get nutrients, get rich, is through how fluid flows through them, how blood flows through them. So when we cue the body to start to get blood to move, to pump more efficiently, then we're getting those discs to start to bathe in their nutrients, which is kind of cool sounding. So as you exhale, I want you to flatten your lower back down towards the floor. And as you inhale, let the lower back arch. The pubic bone stretches away from the chest. Exhale, like you can visualize the pump, the cerebral spinal fluid starting to flow. Inhale the pubic bone away from the chest. Then exhale the pubic bone towards the chest. Now visualize all of the abdominals below your navel and between your pubic bone, like they're squeezing in towards the midline. And then engage the backs of your legs, squeeze your glutes to the backs of your knees, and then start to roll your hips up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, slowly let that go, come back into the arched position. Again, as you exhale, go pubic bone towards chest, visualize those low abs squeezing, buttocks towards the backs of the knees, hamstrings, and then start to lift up. And as you inhale, slowly lower it down. One more time. Pubic bone towards the chest. Visualize those abdominals squeezing. Squeeze the backs of the legs. Lift up and hold. Now with the feet hip socket distance apart, push into your right heel. Squeeze those abdominals, glutes, and then bring the left leg into table. As you inhale, lower the hips slowly, inch above the floor. Exhale, back in the table. Inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, back up. One more. Inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, back up. Set that foot down. Hold. Now activate again before you go to one foot. Turn on those abdominals. Turn on the left leg glute especially, and bring the right leg up. As you inhale, lower slow. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower slow. Press the outer shoulders down, upper arm bones down. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, lift it up and hold. Set that foot down. Now take your left foot an inch forward and then the right. And then dig the heels into the mat. Lift the toes up, squeeze the backs of the legs. Right foot an inch forward, and then the left. Squeeze, draw in, lift, squeeze the glutes. Left foot, and then the right. Squeeze, lift. Soften a little. Right foot, left, squeeze, lift. Okay, now the bad news, we gotta walk it back in. First, roll the shoulders down. Squeeze the ribs, side ribs, in and down towards your hips. Then left foot in an inch and the right, squeeze and lift. Right foot in an inch, the left, squeeze and lift. Lower slowly, left foot, right, squeeze and lift. Push the toes down and lower your buns all the way down. Open up your arms like goalpost arms, let the chest muscles spread. Breathe down into your belly. And as you exhale, let the knees swivel over to your right as you look to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale the knees to the left as you look to your right. Inhale, coming back to center. Hug your right knee into your chest as you stretch your left leg out along the floor. Change legs. Hug your left knee in as you stretch your right leg out. Bring both knees into your chest. Roll yourself up to seated and come into downward dog. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into a flat back. Slide the hands up the shins. Now push the hands into the shins. Engage your lats, which are these muscles right here. Squeeze down so you can roll the chest forward more. Instead of just like kind of flat backing it. Do the real flat backing. Push into the shins, keep the knees bent, scoop your belly, reach your heart. And then exhale, slide the hands back down. Inhale, hands up the shins, squeeze the lats, scoop the sternum, navel up to the sternum, sternum forward. Exhale, slide it back down. Again, inhale, slide the hands up the shins, push, reach, lengthen, and slide back down. Step back into plank pose. Hold here in your plank, scoop your belly up, squeeze the sides of the armpits in and down. Keep the inner thighs lifted. Then slowly stretch back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, stretch back into downward dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into the flat back. Draw the hands up, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Feet hip socket distance apart. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, spread your arms, twist to your left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, back up. Exhale the hands to your heart. Close your eyes. So for just a moment, set the intention for your practice. Then in your mind's eye, visualize strong, flexible muscles. Your body moving fluidly with your breath. Calm mental state. Open your eyes, release your arms at your side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hold here, 3 breaths. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot. Warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look in between your hands. Step or lightly float up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand and release your arms at your side. Bring your right heel up onto the inside of your left thigh, tree pose. Raise the arms once you're steady. Then bring your hands to prayer position. Slide the hands behind the head. Open up your chest. Feel the stretch for the backs of your arms. Release your arms and your leg. Change sides. Place your left heel up along the inside of your right thigh. And raise your arms up. Then slide the hands behind the head. Release your arms, release your leg. Step your right foot back about 4 feet. Spread your arms to the side. Turn the left leg in slightly. Turn the right leg all the way out. Then reach out over your right leg for triangle pose. Bend your knee. Slide your hand and foot in front of your pinky toe and raise your back leg up. Bend your knee and slide back into triangle. Press through your feet and come back up to stand. Turn your legs to the other side and reach out over your left leg. Bend your knee and slide your hand and foot in front of your pinky toe. Raise your back leg up. Bend your knee and slide back into triangle. Then from here, bring your right hand down to the mat and step back into downward dog or take a vinyasa. Then from down dog with your feet outer hips distance apart, spin your heels all the way over to the left and take your right arm up. Vashisthasana, side plank. Stretch back into down dog. Change sides. Back into down dog. And then step your right foot up by your right thumb. Scoop up your belly. Come up into crescent. Bring your hands to prayer. Lean your chest out over your knee. Plug the right thigh bone back and twist. Take your left elbow to your knee. Got a little excited with the plug in the back. So keep the plug in the back going on as you lengthen straight out to the midline, right in between your inner ankles. Then hold here, or put your right hand onto your hip, slide your hand and foot in front of your foot on the inside, and lean into your right foot as you raise your back leg up. Once you find the length again, if you're balancing, try spinning and taking your arm up. Then whichever one you're doing, we'll come back into crescent. Hands down, step back, downward dog, or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot for crescent. Inhale, come up. Bring your hands to prayer. Lean your chest out over your knee and twist. So hold here in the crescent twist, or put your hand on your hip, hand and foot in front of your foot on the inside, and raise your back leg up. Keep your back hip on a track with your ankle as you raise the back leg. Scoop your belly up, turn, and maybe take your arm up. And then as smooth as you can, back into crescent. Hands down. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Look in between your hands. Hop to seated position. And slowly lower down onto your back. Legs straight up, arms at your side. Now scoop in with your low abs and lower your legs a third of the way to the floor. Another third of the way. Tuck your belly in, firm your buttocks out of your back. Lower 6 more inches. and then bring the legs back up. Now, tuck the pubic bone towards the chest and then push straight up. Inhale, release that. Lower your legs slowly, a third of the way. Another third of the way. 6 more inches. Back up. Squeeze pubic bone towards the chest, push up. Inhale, lower a third of the way. Another third of the way. 6 more inches. Bring the legs up. So if that was a little too much on your lower back, in last week's video we did the modification where you had it with the knees bent, and that's fine to do because it's going to help to strengthen. Like if you're feeling the pain, you're like, oh, I should just push through the pain. Don't do that. Now, with your hands behind your head, crunch up and over to the outside of the right foot. Reach with your left hand now up and over to the outside of the right ankle as you lower the left leg. Come back to center. Change sides. Back to center. Change sides. Change sides. One more round. Last one. Good, then lower your head down, set your feet down, open your arms out at the side. Let your knees swivel over to the left as you look to your right. Change sides, knees to the right as you look to your left. Come back to center, hug your knees in and roll yourself up to seated. Stretch back into downward dog. Then hop up to the front of your mat, squat down on your heels, scoop your belly in, and walk your hands around over to the right. See if you can wiggle or slide your right knee a little higher up into your left tricep. Then, with your hands down, like chaturanga hands, shoulder distance apart, let the elbows bend. Feel that your belly is scooping up. Then you're going to lift up your heels and swivel, and then see if you can lean into your left arm. Set your feet back down. Come back to the center. It's like yoga breakdancing. Okay, so it's called Parsvabhakasana or side crow. So a lot of it is about how much flexion you can get in your hips and then how much twist you could get. The deeper you can get into flexion and twisting, the easier this one will be. So let's see if I can get that arm to hook a little deeper. That'll help too. Then the hands go down. Then the heels spin up. And feet go back down. If you notice in both of those, my hip was not resting on the opposite elbow. Are you even cheating on that one? All right. Stretch back into downward dog. Then set your knees down. Set your elbows down, interlock your hands. Press down into your forearms. Go up into headstand. Headstanders go up into headstand. Otherwise, come into down dog on your forearms. If you're practicing down dog on your forearms, pull your hips up high. See if you can bring your left knee up to your chest. And then push the heel straight up into the air. Change legs. Don't let the hips sink or twist. Right knee up. Push straight up. Lower that. Set your knees down. Sit back into Vajrasana, kneeling position. If the kneeling position is too much on your knees, then you could just sit with your feet out in front of you and come into reverse plank now. Take the hands a foot behind you. Roll the shoulder heads back, expand the chest. Then walk your hands back towards you. Hands out in front, reversed hands, forearm stretch, especially after that arm balancing, we get a little stretch for the forearms and the wrists. Sit back into Vajrasana. Walk the hands a foot behind you. This time reverse the hands. If you had them pointed back last time, point them forward. If you have them pointed forward, point them back. Roll the chest up to the ceiling. Spin the shoulders back. And then grip the glutes and lift up. Lower your buns back down. Lie on your belly. Bend your knees and see if you can reach back with your hands for your feet. Then roll the shoulders open, open the chest, and start to stretch back with your legs. Breathe into the sensation. And lower your chest back down. Bring your hands next to your side ribs and roll up into your upward facing dog. Lower back down. Then with your hands next to your side chest, we're just going to practice a few cobra push-ups. So press with your arms, but roll through your chest, cobra, and back down. Feel your scapula on your back. Roll up, squeeze the glutes towards the backs of the knees. Roll down, roll up, and roll down. Press up onto your hands and your knees, and stretch back. Then come back into downward facing dog. And we're gonna do one of my favorite stretches right now. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Parallel your feet and come up onto your fingertips. Make a flat back. If it's difficult to get a flat back, then put your hands up onto a block. Bend your right knee and walk your hands or the block over to the right as you stretch through your left inner leg towards the foot. So I love this stretch because we're working on our dorsiflexion with the ankle, we're working on our hip flexion, and then we're also getting this nice inner leg stretch at the same time. Change sides. Stacy doesn't like this one. She's a purist. It's got to be all classic. And then come back to center. Find your length through the midline, and then start to fold. Inhale to a flat back. Walk your hands over to the left. Pick up your back heel. Come into Parsvottanasana. Over to the right. Pick up your back heel, spin the foot, Parsvottanasana. Back to center, to the front of the mat. Come to a seated position. Sit with your legs spread wide. Sit up tall through the midline. Twist to your right. Twist to your left. Come back to center, bring the left heel into Janu Shirshasana position. Sit up tall and then start to lengthen out over your right leg any amount. Practice breathing back down into your belly with the palate soft, the pelvic floor open. Come back up and change sides. Come back up. Then cross the legs at the center and fold forward, or take double pigeon. Come back up, change the cross. Come back up and stretch your legs straight out in front of you. And go forward. Then lie down onto your back for corpse pose. Savasana. Gently bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And press up. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, if you liked today's class, let me know. Hit the like button so I know to make more videos like this. Subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss any more videos. And make sure to go to my site and sign up to become a part of the community. I'll put the link below. Hey, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.